So as mentioned in a prior video, we are going to talk about the absolute destruction of Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light, because now we have official numbers about how much money they have lost in regards of value, and it is $27 billion, ladies and gentlemen. $27 billion. The last time I did an update, they were at $16 billion. And now, according to Fox News Business, they are at a whopping $27 billion gone as the shares near bear market. So we're going to talk about this article, guys. But of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers before the end of Pride Month. And if we do, Ryan Roger Athe has to shave his beard. So let's make sure we get to 30K, ladies and gentlemen, so we can shave this man's majestic, beautiful beard live on the channel for you to see. So it says 2 months ago, Bud Light rolled the dice on a marketing push involving transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney, a move that has been met with customer pushback, boycotts, and a big hit to the bottom line in the form of falling sales and the value of parent company Anheuser-Busch InBev. Well, that's what happens when you partner with a massive transgender grifter. The guy is obviously grifting so hard to try to make as much money as he possibly can while pretending to be a woman while it's still hot. Eventually, it is going to falter, it is going to die, but he is going to make as much money as he possibly can. The man is making millions and millions of dollars every year now. The more he grifts, the longer he grifts as a woman, the more he's going to be paid to do so. It says about $27 billion in market value has just vanished, falling into $107.44 billion through the end of May, down from $134.55 billion on March 31st, as tracked by Dow Jones Market Data Group. Now, guys, think about that for a second. $27 billion, ladies and gentlemen. $27 billion. Can you imagine that much of a loss in that short of a time frame? That is an insane amount of money, ladies and gentlemen, the likes of which, look at this bar graph. I mean, just look at it. It is disgusting. It is disgusting. If I was a shareholder, I would be livid. I would be absolutely livid. And the problem is, as a shareholder these days in these corporations, you are leaving your money all up to these woke fucking losers who are going to basically control your money all in the sake of ESG scores and corporate equality index. That's all it's about for them. So you're giving them money for them to piss it away. That's essentially what it is. And you don't get any benefit from that. You don't gain any benefit from the shares going down at all. You lose your money. So they're taking your money to piss it all away. That's just basically what they're doing. Mulvaney was gifted a personalized pack of beer with the influencer's likeness as part of an ad for the company's March Madness contest and to celebrate the 1-year anniversary since Mulvaney began identifying as a grifter. The marketing move sparked backlash from beer loyalists. I do find it interesting how Fox News, for example, which is supposed to be deemed a right-wing organization, right? Fox News, because they cannot come out and call him a man because they have rules against that with their own hiring practices and whatnot. They can't come out and call Dylan Mulvaney a man like we can, right? So what do? They like to talk about Dylan Mulvaney in the most plain words possible, so that way they don't have to say man or woman. That way they don't have to use pronouns. All they got to do is reference them by name and keep it going. It's an interesting tactic that they use to avoid being deemed not progressive enough or being deemed not right enough. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the middle ground. It says the problem is it just takes your brand into a space that it doesn't need to be, and it just creates a lot of strong feelings about something that isn't really related to the product or its brand, said Timothy Calkins, associate chair of the marketing department at Northwestern Kellogg, in an interview with Fox Business last week. That's why I think we're going to see a lot of brands be really cautious about what they do, especially related issues that aren't directly aligned with their product or service. Well, I think what it's going to come down into is how confident are you as a brand that if you partner with grifters like this, right, Dylan Mulvaney, if you partner with people like this, how confident are you that your brand is going to stand the test of a boycott? Because I'll tell you right now, Target was very confident, and I was very confident in Target too, and I was gladly very wrong. Target has lost an obscene amount of money in only a week. I would say their drop is harder than Bud Light, and they're on a trajectory to try to match Bud Light. It is really quite sad. So it's going to come down to, if the corporations are going to put out virtue signaling messages, obviously for Pride Month, how big of a message are you going to put out? There's some corporations that are putting out little fixtures here and there that barely have any Pride merchandise, and they're putting up a logo and saying, we stand with gay people. And then you have other people like Target putting out places for you to hide your dicks in swimwear for women that obviously make a much bigger statement. So these corporations need to decide, where are you going to stand and how big of a statement are you going to make? And I think the boycott or whatever people decide to react with is going to depend on how strong of a statement you make. It says, as of April 14th, Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth addressed the controversy in a statement which we discussed before, but we'll read it again. It says, as a CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew. We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country. Anheuser-Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. We have thousands of partners, millions of fans, and a proud history supporting our communities, military, first responders, sports fans, and hardworking Americans everywhere. Whitworth said, we never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over beer. And yet, still, on May 10th, HSBC analyst Carlos Saboy and his team cut the stock to a hold. They cut the stock to a hold, ladies and gentlemen. They cut the stock to a hold. That is crazy stuff, what's happening with Bud Light. The statement says, it is unclear how ABI will reverse eroding U.S. volume and brand relevance and fix distributors' trust without leadership changes. The team wrote in a research note to clients, adding what is needed to restore investor confidence. You should not have to, like, guys, if you are an investor investing in these corporations, just let it be known your money is going to most likely be pissed away at some point in time. Even if they ride strong throughout the year, the moment Pride Month comes, there's a good chance that they're going to lose a lot of money on the stock. It's just reality. Like, these corporations have been proving it time and time again. They use your money to piss it away. That's what they do. They use their money, your money, to pay for these diversity, equity, and inclusion fake job officers to piss away the money that you worked hard for, and basically they don't really care. They never cared about investors when they make these moves. They don't look at you when they make these moves. They don't think about investors when they make these moves. They only think about themselves, their ESG scores, and their compliance. That's all they think about when they make these decisions. So if you are an investor of a corporation like this, you need to pull out. Plain and simple, you need to pull out. Otherwise, just realize your money's probably going to be lost, especially in the month of June. It says stabilization of volume and brand relevance erosion, a long-term plan to recover lost brand relevance for its mainstream brands. Evidence that the marketing department is hiring people with a keen sensibility for understanding the core consumer and for bringing new consumers into the base, they wrote. Now, that's one thing I never quite realized or understood. Why is it that every time you want to go out for new customers, you have to, for some reason, you have to alienate the customers you currently have? Like, why is that a thing? I don't understand how that ever became a thing, that you can't get new customers while also keeping your current customers. For all of these diversity, equity, and inclusion officers, their idea of getting new customers is saying, fuck the old customers, let's get the new ones, and thus they end up losing so much money. Somebody needs to teach them that you're fully capable of getting new customers while maintaining your current ones. So it's a weird thing, and I never understood why it only specifically affects companies like this that hire people like this. It says in recent weeks, sales remained sluggish heading into Memorial Day. Fox News Digital reported that some Budweiser products were being sold for free in select stores due to a promotional rebate from the company. So I've reported on this many times, guys. You guys are very much aware of what's going on. $27 billion is absolutely massive money to lose, and I cannot wait to see how much more money they lose going through Pride Month. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.